just wanted to make this video to introduce myself and the channel. My name is Ira Whitlock, and I'm hoping to use this channel to show you what I can do as far as musical performance, and also as a place where I can give you musical instruction. Just to give a little background about myself, I started playing music like a lot of people when I was in grade school, and I lost interest. It was a little too rigid for me. When I was 15, me and my sister decided to get into music, specifically guitar. I started with electric bass guitar, and I ended up having a lot of opportunities to play music in real world settings. At that time, played in a lot of different situations, a lot of different kinds of people, even got into some recording, playing in front of large groups, and I even got into playing drums, performing on the drums not too long after that as well. All this musical experience, which I'm going to explain more, has led me to have a unique experience. I think something that's different than from what a lot of people experience in their music. The basic general idea is when a baby is learning to walk, or a very young child is maybe learning to throw a ball or a frisbee or hit a ball off a tee, you don't make sure that they study how the greats did this. You know, they don't study how marathon runners started walking, or how great baseball players swung the bat before they do it, or they don't start mimicking these people. They just start doing it naturally, and you might show them some pointers about certain things, and from there you just let them figure it out after they have a loose framework. And that's kind of how this method works, is it's more of a looser framework that gives you a foundation to build your own creativity and your own style and music on top. So this knowledge and this ability to apply it was also different because of the settings in which I was applying the music. And I think this tends to be true of most real world music performance situations. You're not given sheet music typically. You're given maybe a sheet, one page with chord names on it. You're maybe just given some chord names that are shouted out, or they might tell you the key it's in, or maybe nothing, and you're just expected to use your ear completely 100% to figure out a song. So why I think my musical experience is somewhat unique is mainly because of this. I learned music somewhat in reverse of how it's typically taught. In schools, you're taught to read music, read the notes on the staff, and you just basically repeat what's on there. I was taught and became aware of kind of the workings of music, or what's known as music theory, early on in my career. And then I was also, because of certain circumstances, able to have an avenue to apply this knowledge where I could play music in real settings using these concepts. So I would learn something, and then I would go and be able to almost right away apply it in a real world situation. So some of the benefits I just want to list, I think, of this method of learning is, one, you'd be able to be more flexible and spontaneous with your music. Specifically, you'd be able to play in real world situations with little to no preparation even before you perform with people. I've had situations where people just start playing, and you don't know anything about what they're going to play, but because of this type of knowledge, you can make it work. So you don't have to practice for hours or master a piece of music necessarily to enjoy the ability to make music with other musicians. And the second reason I think this is a good method is because it allows you to be more creative with your music. You'll be able to create your own parts if you're accompanying someone else, and even create your own songs, really, based on these concepts. And even within a given moment, you'll be able to create parts just on the fly. Ultimately, the third point I'm going to make is that this way of learning music will allow you to be more competent in playing music in real life situations, because most of those situations, in my experience, are improvisational in nature. You're given not much info and expected to be able to produce, to create music and perform. And so this knowing music theory, and that's basically the key to being able to improvise. And so knowing the theory and then practicing applying that is basically what improvisation is, in a sense. So there are situations where written music is needed, but that's usually where there's a very large group, like an orchestra, and that's unusual. And you certainly can learn that kind of thing, but that's just not my specialty, and I'm not knocking that kind of thing, but I'm just trying to show you what I can give you that's unique. So anyway, that's my video. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. And if you liked this, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe, maybe even hit the notification bell. And if you know anyone that would be interested in this kind of music and learning it, share the video. I'm also available to play bass, guitar, drums in situations where someone needs someone to fill in. Just send me or comment on the video if you have any questions or want to know anything else. All right, thank you very much.